We recently tested this car, the Cadillac CT6, except when we tested it, it was an early production model and it was missing one key thing. That is the Super Cruise. That's Cadillac's semi-autonomous driving system. This is a brand new CT6 with the Super Cruise. So let's take it for a drive, or let it take us for a drive. So what is Super Cruise and how does it work? Well, essentially it's like an adaptive radar cruise control, but on steroids, with a lane keeping assist. And the beauty of it is you don't have to touch the steering wheel once you get it set. So let's make it work right now. So first of all, we're going to turn on our cruise control. All right, and then we can set it. And now there's going to be an icon. If you are on a proper highway, and I'll explain that in a second, you'll get this icon. So it makes sure that everything, all the criteria is met. And if you get the icon, which we have right there, and we're going to press the button in between the cruise control button, and right now you can see there's a green bar across the steering wheel. Also, that little icon that was gray turns green. So I'm going to increase my speed a little bit here to 100K. So right now we are super cruising. We are not touching the steering wheel and we're not touching the pedals at all. And this is not uncommon with a lot of other vehicles out there. There's a lot of kind of semi-autonomous systems. Of course, the Tesla Autopilot, the Mercedes-Benz has a very good system. The Volvo, even Nissan has the Pro Pilot Assist now. But one thing all of those have in common is that you still need to give the steering wheel a nudge once in a while. This one here, as you can see, we have not touched it. We are on Highway 1 right now. Now, what are the criteria? First of all, it has to be a highway that's already been mapped by Cadillac. And this mapping is a very sophisticated mapping system using LiDAR. So it's a 3D type of map. So it's not just showing here's a highway, but it's showing hills and corners and things like that. So this vehicle's system will access that database along with a radar that it has, as well as cameras. So where the benefit is that some systems with lane keeping assist, for instance, you'll find them kind of bounce back and forth in between the lines. This one here, because of it's using all those things in conjunction with each other, it's kind of drawing like an imaginary line in the center of the lane, and it's keeping the car there. Now, one thing you can see, it just started blinking. And what does that mean? Well, there is also a camera right there on the steering column, and what that camera does is it's making sure that you're paying attention. Because if you don't pay attention, it's going to start blinking green. And if you don't pay attention to that, it's going to go red, and your seat is going to vibrate, and it's going to let you know. And if you don't do anything even after that, then it's going to stop the vehicle slowly where it is, and it's going to use OnStar and contact emergency services in case maybe you've had a medical incident. So as you can see, we are cruising. It's great. Like this is seamless, especially if you are going on real long, monotonous highway or freeway trips. Like let's just say, there are sections of the I-5 close by here where we are, and it's so long and mundane. It would be great to have this Super Cruise system. Okay, we're coming up to traffic right now. I'm just gonna see what our distance is set for our gap for our radar cruise. Now, you always have to be still aware of what's gonna go on. First of all, it's gonna let you know if you're paying attention or not, but it's not gonna avoid things. Let's say, for instance, if the truck in front of me drops some cargo and I need to swerve to miss it, or maybe there's a big pothole. It's not going to do any of that for you. So you still have to pay attention, but it really takes a lot of stress out of driving. Now we're going into stop and go traffic, we're doing 15 kilometers per hour. I still have the green light, which is great. And it is following the traffic. So let's see what happens even if we stop here. So far, so good. This is a real big plus if you sit in this type of traffic on a daily basis. Seriously, think about it. In my opinion, this is the type of traffic a lot of times when you have little incidents that happen because people don't pay as much attention when you're going slow. You know, some people say, oh, you know, speed kills. I think sometimes, you know, if you're driving fast, you're actually paying more attention than when you're driving slow. Okay, there we go. It's blinking red, and my seat vibrated. I wish all manufacturers did that. I love how Cadillac.
Take control of the vehicle now.
There you go. You heard that now? It wanted to take control, so the Super Cruise is locked out now. Okay. Now, once it's locked out, because I ignored its warning, and if it comes to a stop, let's say, then you will not be able to use Super Cruise until you do an actual cycle of the ignition cycle. So you'd actually have to go and turn it off and turn it back on. All right, so we've activated Super Cruise again. We've turned around, but I did have to turn the car off and turn it back on just to cycle it through again, since it locked me out of the Super Cruise because I ignored all those warnings. So we're going the opposite way now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my sunglasses on because I just want to see if it can see through the sunglasses to see if I'm paying attention, or, you know, because maybe you had sunglasses on and you kind of started falling asleep maybe. So, okay, so we're on the freeway again. Now, I didn't touch on too much of what kind of roads that you can go on. Well, highways and freeways, it has to be divided. Okay, it has to be a divided road, so there's got to be a division, and it has to not have any crossroads going through it. So that's going to limit quite a few highways. So make sure, if you're interested in this system, that you maybe go take one for a test drive on the highways that you normally drive on to see if it works on your roads. Now, a couple other things: if it's really bad weather, it's not going to work, and in construction zones. And so, as long as it meets all the other criteria, like you see, we're not touching anything. And if this was like a 60 kilometer or mile stretch, and it doesn't have any construction or crossroads or anything like that, and it's been mapped, you could go hands-free the whole time. Like I said, just make sure you just got to watch. And it's pretty accurate. I bent over here just to turn the microphone on, and if it doesn't notice you there for a couple seconds, it's going to start blinking and want you to take action. But it really does take the stress out of mundane drives. And you know what? I'm a fan of autonomous driving. I like driving, and a lot of people say, yeah, I want to have control. I think, there's an enjoyment to driving. Yeah, there is, to a point though. I'm betting that most of you guys watching out there do lousy commutes to work on the freeway, sometimes an hour long, let's say. There's no fun in that. There's no fun in bumper to bumper traffic. So that's where I think autonomous driving is really going to excel, and this Super Cruise system is really headed in the right direction. I mentioned this before, you take this system and you match it up with some of the other manufacturers' systems and you put it together, and you got yourself pretty well an autonomous car. And you know what? You can still have fun. It's not going to drive for you if you don't want to, so you can just turn it off. What's it cost for the Super Cruise system? On the Platinum version CT6 we have right now, it's standard equipment, comes with it. Oh, we have a red, so it deactivated itself. We might have construction going on, or what happens also is if you get into an area with a complex interchange, it'll disengage itself, and it'll let you know when you can go back on again. I bet you there is a tricky interchange up here, so that's probably why it wanted me to take back over. So we'll see once we get past this interchange here. So as I was saying, it comes standard as a Platinum, or you can buy it in a package. You don't get just a Super Cruise system, you'll get it bundled with night vision and things like that, all bundled together. So you know what? I really think that if you do a fair amount of, see, okay, now there we go. This was the tricky interchange that it wasn't sure of. I get the gray symbol. Oops. Sometimes it comes on and then it goes back off. Okay, there we go. Now I'm back on the Super Cruise system now. So yeah, if you do highway drives and you're buying a CT6, for sure, you gotta get it. Now that's the only other kind of a downfall at this time. It's only available on the CT6, the flagship sedan from Cadillac. But I'm sure in the future, this technology will pass down to other General Motors products. There is one thing I do want to mention. This system does not change lanes though. If you're in Super Cruise and you turn your signal on, it will not change lanes. You'll have to do it manually and it'll engage back once you've made your lane change. Unlike the Tesla autopilot or the Mercedes system that do lane changes for you. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride. So far, yeah, sunglasses don't seem to affect it either. And I'm trying to not do too many edits on here. I don't want this video to be too long, but I want you to see the continuous time that I can go without touching the wheel. Now we're going onto a bridge deck now. There's a fairly sharp, well, it's a curve, it's a corner that other systems would kind of kick off, like the Mercedes system, and it's navigating effortlessly. As you can see, it's really keeping us right in the center. Probably I would almost say this is probably driving better than some people can drive. And it's not bouncing off. It's just the adjustments it's making is so minute. The steering wheel is barely moving at all. Okay, let's move over here and see if it notices that I'm over here now. Yeah, it's blinking, and there we go. I got back in, and it knows. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more everyday reviews, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Safe driving. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.